am David, the graveyard keeper in a village with a very small population. Until that night, the cemetery had always been silent and deserted, providing me an opportunity to contemplate the meaning of life. As usual, I prepared and left my house at midnight. The winter season made the air cold, and snow had begun to fall, turning the graveyard eerie. After a 15-minute walk, I reached the cemetery and sat in the guardhouse. Everything seemed normal as I sipped my tea, but memories of a man named Jack, buried here years ago from another village, crossed my mind. To distract myself, I closed my eyes for a brief moment. Suddenly, I heard a whisper and opened my eyes to find no one beside me. Peering into the cemetery through the window, I noticed a shadow standing at one of the graves. The shadow, about 3 meters tall, intrigued me. I left the hut and walked towards the shadow. As I approached, it vanished. Trying to calm myself, I took a breath and went to the grave where the shadow stood. To my astonishment, it was the same grave I had thought about earlier, Jack's grave. Fear gripped me, and I ran back to the hut. Nothing else happened that night, but I was still haunted by what I had experienced. Morning came, and I went home. After eating, I lay down in bed, closed my eyes, and had a dream of the same shadow and grave. I woke up suddenly and couldn't sleep again. Jack remained on my mind, so I grabbed my computer and started researching his death. There was no information about how he died. Was it murder or a natural death? I called my daytime guard friend to inquire about the cemetery, and he assured me everything was fine. I began to wonder if what I had experienced was just a dream, not real. When night fell again, I returned to the graveyard and sat in my hut. No sound disturbed the silence. I stood up and walked to Jack's grave, unsure of what I expected. Suddenly, I felt a chilling sensation, as if something was squeezing my body. I sensed a presence behind me, and gathering all my courage, I turned around to see a standing corpse. The face, hands, and body were mutilated, with purple eyes, a frightening sight. I couldn't scream or make a sound. When I looked closely, the fear subsided because the corpse's eyes held sadness and fear. It spoke with a weak voice, "My soul finds no peace. I cannot stay here." I managed to ask, "Why?" "I suffered injustice. I didn't deserve what happened to me," it replied before disappearing. I was both saddened and scared. The next morning, I asked everyone in the village about Jack. The information I gathered revealed that Jack was once a wealthy and good person. He had married a woman named Emma, who was in love with his fortune. Emma, wanting the wealth for herself, sent another woman to Jack, who screamed and accused Jack of assault. The villagers, fueled by hatred, beat and dragged him, and he died in a miserable state in prison. The villagers decided to bury him in this quiet village, far from their own. Since that incident 3 years ago, all night guards had quit out of fear. After hearing this story, I was shocked and upset. I had started my job just 3 days ago, following 15 other guards who had all quit. Now I understood why. After the tale, I decided to help Jack. I went to his former village, investigated the situation, found Emma at the graveyard, and told her about the events. I warned her that if she didn't reveal Jack's innocence, the consequences would be severe, affecting her life as well. After explaining, Emma was terrified and promised to do as I said. Around noon, she made an announcement, gathering everyone in the village square. She admitted to falsely accusing Jack and apologized. The villagers were both angry and regretful. When the truth was revealed, they decided to bring Jack's body back to this village. When they opened the grave, Jack's face was clean and beautiful. At that moment, I realized his soul had found peace. I looked into his eyes, and he smiled. Since that day, no more incidents occurred in the graveyard, but I still thought about Jack's spirit.